You're such an asshole.
Late night, Cappy. How you kids doing? Nominal's already in the chat room. Questions, answers, ASOconsulting.com. Hey, Cappy, I'd like a video response to this question. I recently saw your simp shortage video and had another theory on why OnlyFans and the simp economy is declining. Well, keep in mind there's many reasons. So your theory does not, they don't exclude each other. With any complicated sociological phenomenon, there's more than one or two variables. So yeah, it's probably viable and applies as well. My theory is that the rise of AI has allowed for men to have personalized alternatives in syncing prom and fake female chats. Right, very good, distinct. It's a great request because it's hitting on a lot of things that we need to define. I believe it was called an asymmetric relationship where there's only one where emotions and feelings are only going one direction, the other person isn't even there, not participating. And I think, as per previously discussed in that simp shortage video, the internet has made it very clear to the simps and the people who subscribe to OnlyFans and pay these girls money is that these are not your girlfriends. There's no hope whatsoever, no chance that these girls, you're ever going to meet them in the real world. You don't even have a digital relationship with these girls. It is just largely a money making operation. I would even go so far as that extends to what is increasingly happening, unfortunately, where both men and women, boys and girls. I have a girlfriend. I have a boyfriend. I'm like, oh yeah, where do they live? Peru. Did you ever meet him? No. How long have you been dating? 2 years. Fuck you. No. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you 1,000 times to the sun. That is not a relationship. And whether it's something like, oh yeah, my girlfriend overseas, we talk all the time on the internet, or you have an OnlyFans or a asymmetric one-way paid relation, you guys are starting to realize, well, not you guys always knew, even the simpiest among men are starting to realize that this is not a relationship, this is not real. And in the very literal sense of how TFM described it, is that all it is chemicals in your brain. There's not someone you're physically touching. There's not someone really there. And even if there is someone who really does exist at the other end of the Cat 5 cables and the bits and zeros and all that, it's fake. It isn't real. That person doesn't really care about you. Not because they can't manifest themselves in the real world and not going to meet you. There is no relationship. And so whether there's a person at the end of it or not, I think an increasing number of people who are looking or at least were pursuing these online relationships, whether it was OnlyFans or not, are coming to the conclusion that it's just digital. It's all it is. It's digital, and at best, it releases chemicals in your brain to think maybe love is too strong of a word, that you're having a social relationship, that you're getting some kind of sense of reality out of it, and you're like, no, it isn't. Especially when you're paying for it. So, I have another theory about my theory is personalized alternative in seeking prawn and female chats, and I think that's what people are starting to realize what this is. This is just prawn. That's all it is. So get your jollies over. Maybe have a synthetic relationship, but that relationship is not real. And now you make the right point that, okay, if this relationship isn't real, it's never going to go anywhere. Why do I have to pay a human being lots of money to have this one-way relationship or this asymmetric relationship? There's another word for it. I'm trying to remember. I don't know if it's asymmetric, but I'm just going to go with that. And so instead of paying someone a lot of money and having the delusion and paying the mental, psychological, lovelorn pain of, oh, it's never going to come to fruition, why not replace this with AI? Why not? It's all bits and bytes. It's digital. OnlyFans is just pictures, maybe some videos. And when you get the chat, it's not sincere, or they have staff. Some of the gals who are bigger OnlyFans type of gals, They got staff that will text you, um, and you think, "Oh, it's her." It's not. I believe it is Rollo Tomasi interviewing Andrew Tate. You have to listen to that interview about how. Don't quote me if it was Andrew Tate. I think it was though, where they were running an OnlyFans type of site, and they'd say, "Lean over and act like you're typing." So the girl, and then some guy or a group of guys would then text a bunch of guys who were watching the girl, "Oh, he this kind of message," and then the guys on the other end would think the girl's texting. Anyway, it it's all fake and gay. No offense to our gay audience members. Uh, and if it's all fake and it wasn't, why not have AI? Why not just have the technology not only create fake images but also create fake conversation? Because I gotta imagine the conversation is no better or worse than what you're getting from an OnlyFans guy, even if she's directly texting you. Or her staff. I mean, what is it? Oh, baby. Yeah, I like it. That's hot. What? Okay, fine. Back in our day, we sexted, damn it, to a person on the other end. She probably meant it too. We sexted, damn it. Back in 2000. When did texting come out? 9, 10? Probably before that. I was a late adapter to the texting. I always had my flip phone because I'm cheap. Have personalized alternatives to seeking prawn and female chats. Yes. The OnlyFans is, I would say, if you sit down and think about it, 100% replaceable by AI because it's all digital communications, whether it's images or not, doesn't matter. It's all digital communication. And an OnlyFans girl is not going to be some deep philosophical uh, Arthur Schopenhauer level philosopher. And to some extent, I still am against it. If you go back in the archives, there was this. I was like, "What the hell is this shit?" There was a Japanese hologram girl that would just. It was like an alarm clock, and it was a commercial in Japanese for Japanese folk. And here's this nerdy guy. He wakes up, and there's this girl who it starts off with a voice, I believe, and then all of a sudden, it's just you see a hologram. And all she does is, "Good morning. It's nice to see you. I'm so in love with you. It's so happy." And then he goes to work. And then he gets a text or an email. "Hi, how's your day at work?" And then he gets back. She's like, "Oh, I love spending time with you." It's just this, like, I think it was like a clock-like device that you just put on your bedstand. And there she was. And I was a little like apoplectic, and that's too strong a word. I was upset. I was pissed. I was like, "What the fuck is this shit? God damn it, it's not real." Da 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 da. And then internet technology said, "Here, hold my beer," and they came up with OnlyFans. I'm like, okay, maybe the digital waifu is a lot better. I guess there's worse things than that. It's still not real. Still say your name for the real thing. But what is it? OnlyFans has 2.5 billion subscribed. No, 2.5 billion in revenue a year and a half ago. Um, And another good question is how many relationships today forming, even with a real person on the other end of it, is just going to remain digital? I think OnlyFans is completely replaceable with AI, and a lot of the relationships, sadly, that you're going to have of the percentage of digital online relationships only, a fair amount could be replaced. Theoretically, they could all be replaced because you're never going to meet that person in person. uh the There really isn't that much brilliant or exchange going on anyway. The AI text probably can't, from what I've listened about how is it Kajobi that TFM uses, he talks about how he's programmed it. They're nicer, sweeter, they text on time. There's none of the pain and assery of the texting game. The politics got to be done with that. Technically all digital relationships could be replaced by AI because there's no physical human being there in your presence. Um, so I also believe that AI will continue to gain market share as it improves and will make up greater than or equal to a third of the adult industry by 2030. That I don't know. I'll agree with you 100% that AI has definitely captured some of the market from OnlyFans, from prawn, because it's there. And when hentai came out, that obviously took it's niche, but it took a small percentage or maybe a larger percentage. I don't know. From the regular old Playboy market, uh, it, it may not necessarily take away. It may just diversify and bring in added demand, but I think it will take away a little bit, but not a third. I don't think it'll take away a full third by 2030. And I could be wrong. I could be right. You could be right. We could both be wrong. It's hard to say by this date. Once you start seeing numbers and by this date, it's horseshit. Gold, $80,000 a share by 2011. Oh, wait. Greater than half by 2030. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. If the AI is able to construct anything the viewer wants, photos, videos, etc. That'd have to get some pretty good AI there. That'd have to be some pretty. Now, it's amazing what AI has come up with. About 5-6 months ago, when the AI was starting to come out, people would tag me in it, and I'm like, damn, look at these hot girls. I like there was one where it was two Boosterhausen German girls, the Heidi's with the pigtails, the ponytails, and they're serving beers. I'm like, correct. And then someone says, Cappy, look at their hands. I'm like, why? What about their hand? I'm like, why has that one got 6 fingers? That's weird. That's because it was AI. So there's been several times I've been hoodwinked. Like, I thought it was a real person and it's not. So it admittedly is getting very good, and it's already replacing and taking market share away. As a comment, what long-term effects do you think AI will have on the adult industry? Um, that's a good question. I'm not an expert at the adult industry. This is a Sterling Cooper question. I think it will take away um an ever yet slowly increasing percentage of the market from real men and women who star in the adult industry. Um, some places more than others. I think it will definitely take away from OnlyFans. And not so much the images, not so much the actual prawn, but the chat. I think when it comes to prawn, yeah, it probably take away. It's gonna slice a little bit of its market share. I think it's gonna remain niche. I don't know. So what's a niche? 5 to 10%. I don't think it's gonna be more. Watch, it'll be proven real. There's probably a study out there like 90%. Uh, I would, because of the men also want to have a relationship and get the occasional nice text. Kind of very similar how women will read Harlequin romance novel. That's, you girls understand, make fun of the guys who are getting texts from an AI. What the fuck is your Harlequin romance novel? What the fuck is that? It's the same thing. Uh, More interactive. But I would say yes, because OnlyFans is, among other internet girlfriend type of services, that's based on the uh, proposition or the premise that there is communication. And now that we know that's all BS and not sincere, I don't know how you didn't know it before. Uh, Men are kind of probably coming to like, oh yeah, it's just going to be. They're going to come to the sad conclusion. No, it's just a stimulation. It's just for a chemical endorphin release in my head, and maybe you're bored, and you get to a very philosophical point. Do I want to feel grouchy and pissed off all the time, or do I want to have a digital, a nice text, albeit coming from an AI, that's just asking me how my day is going, or do I want to go on whatever it is, a dating app and go and deal with that shit. And sure, certainly you could do both, but until the point in time you find a girl, is it better? In the meantime, is it better to go with an AI than is OnlyFans? I'd say yeah, probably for the money saving. It's the conversations aren't real, so that's a null. That's a wash in my opinion. But why pay for the conversations? We can get one for free. So it would take away from that. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Sorry. Oh, that was a temporary blip and interruption from Cox Communications. Uh, what long-term effect do you think AI will have on the adult industry? Do you think AI will drive adult entertainment prices even lower? Well, it's already free, isn't it? Because the adult entertainment industry, they've had to do niche and niche because the internet made it free. Now they're going niche. Now AI has replaced the one niche where it's like, oh yeah, you're actually interacting with them. Um, I don't know how much lower they can go, to be perfectly honest. So regular old prawn is free, right? And the business models have got to be niche or, oh, you get to interact. Well, now the one niche where you could talk to each other, presumably, that's gone or being replaced with AI. So it would definitely drive prices lower there. But I don't think, milfycougar.com, I think that'll be there for a while. And do you think to a potentially perfectly competitive marketplace? That's a rare economic phenomenon. Perfectly competitive? No, here's another thing. Sex is too varied and vagary. It's everyone's got their kink. Everyone's got their thing. Uh some guys are gonna want to have tatted up, uh, short pixie cut ugly girls. Some guys are gonna want to have tig old bitty redheads like good old Cappy. Some are gonna want their milfy cougar older gals, and then some are gonna want your classical buxom blonde teeny bopper type. I don't think you get it's just gonna niche. It's gonna continue to niche out. I'm trying to think what the next digitally speaking. I mean, where do you go from here? You got computers generating it. Uh, boy, I don't know. But I will tell you this. Yes, it's generally speaking, it will put downward pressure. It will start capturing market from different prawn niches, especially the OnlyFans and all that. A lot of that has been helped by the internet, not in terms of the technology that's made available to people to have like a digital AI relationship, if you can even call it that. Um, oh shoot, where was it going with the internet? God darn it! It not only provides for AI, but it just floods the market with every possible form of prawn you could think of. But yeah, general, I don't think AI is gonna. It will lower prices. It will definitely start capturing um, some market share. That doesn't mean the overall market won't grow. But I've already predicted that OnlyFans is going to stagnate um, in overall revenue, and certainly probably be a decline in per content creator revenue as well. That's more them flooding the market. And I think AI would be, if I was OnlyFans, I'd be worried. That would be a very real threat to me. If you're a Braziers or Brazers or whatever the other, like some of the more professional prawn studios, I don't know if you this is going to come in and steal your cookie. But it's definitely going to provide some competition. Uh, it's just going to have an effect on some niches more than others. But yeah, I don't think your buxom a teacher. Oh my God, the janitor came. I don't think it's really going to have an effect on that. We got super chats. Got a super chat. VCM null, $10. When in real life, women lose all appeal and start charging astronomical amounts of resources for any remaining appeal, sooner or later, men will simply find a substitute and run with it. Right, and for the most part, prawn has replaced women for, I'd say, a majority of men in their sex lives, because it's just so much easier. You can just go rub one out, and now, so that has certainly um, that's kind of become a substitute good. Unfortunately, way more common than people think. Like, what? Go to a nightclub and no, forget it. I'm rubbing one out and that's it. Oh my God, video game. Oh, get good night's sleep. I bet your men's sleep has gone up tremendously. I bet they're not staying up late at night, going to nightclubs and taking an Uber back home. I think they're getting good night's rest. Uh but there's also going to be the substitute of AI conversations for that other market where men want to have some kind of digital, where they're okay having a digital fake. If you're okay having a fake relationship, you're not going to care if it comes from an actual girl overseas or an AI. You're not. Because I think every guy's pretty much got their heads out of their asses that if you're texting Susie McHugh page on the OnlyFans, she doesn't know who you are and doesn't give a shit. More Dread, 2 Australian, Japanese hologram Gatebox. Was that it? Let me take a look. Gatebox? Gatebox. How much is Gatebox AI? Good Lord. AI program for a number of scenarios, also potentially have the adopted household use as a companion or nanny. Yeah, and you look at Japan. Japan, they've been paying people to be their to have just regular relationships, not sexual romantic relationships for the longest time, for decades. There are companies that will send young people over to old Japanese parents' house because their kids won't visit them or they're too busy working. So they'll have dinner with them for, I don't know if they celebrate Christmas in Japan, but whatever the big celebrations are in Japan. There's like paid for friends. Yeah. Yeah. So this gate box could also be potentially adopted for household use as a companion or nanny. While the personal size Alexa version retail for $2,700, I can only imagine that this full size version run in the tens of thousands of dollars. Gatebox's holographic AI waifu just got life set. Oh, okay. So it's like this big platform, and it's a girl. Obviously, they're targeting men. And it's now sized with adult proportions. The smart hologram is presented as a 65-inch 4K OLED display and can now be used large applications digital. Uh, Imagine the full size one is tens of thousands of dollars. Wow, that's kind of crazy. I'm looking at the image here. That's weird. It's like there's a ghost in your room. um, that Stan the Milkman, 8 Australian dollars. Anzac Day today, Capu. Was that because of World War One? Is that where Anzac Day comes from? I don't know my history. Was it fighting Gallipoli? That's the only when I ever hear Anzac, that's all I think of. That's all I know. Oh, the Anzac. Yeah, they fought at Gallipoli. It wasn't just the Australians. Went to Campbell Barracks today. Fort Dawn service with Old Man was SAS home base. Old Man was in it. Got some pics. Awesome. Cool. Intel Wild, $5. Cappy, any suggestions on any AI companies to invest in? No, I don't know. One, I can't provide investment advice. Two, I don't follow the AI industry. I don't know any of the companies that are at play. And three, if you're gonna, why invest in companies we can invest in an index that diversifies you across different industries? There might be an AI index. Hey, let's look this up. See if there's an AI index fund or an AI mutual fund. Here it is, best performing AI ETFs. They got ETFs in AI. Look at that. And they wrote an article because there's multiple ones of them. Holy cow, look at that. Wait, one, two, there's almost like 20 of them here. There you go. Yeah, I wouldn't, but maybe investigate that. Take a look at those, see if any of those pique your interest. Okay, link below. The book of numbers analyzing ROI in the pursuit of women. If you guys, if you think this is crazy, if you think this is zany, oh, just these loser incels. Okay, fine, that may be the case, but it's coming. It's coming. Please go get the book of numbers analyzing the ROI in the pursuit of women. The real numbers are not bullshit. I mean, they're estimates. Admittedly, I did my best. I don't know exactly because the data didn't exist. But people think this is a nerd, virgin Tao, incel, loser, and they are right in many instances in regards. A lot of people just don't try and they use it as an excuse. But then when you look at the data and the statistics, and you look at how few people are getting married and how few people are having kids, and how little sex is going on, except for the top tippy top elite, uh, you might want to, yeah, AI is gonna it's gonna take a larger share than what the normies think. Um, significantly more. All right, that's it. See you guys later, Toodles.